Judge, this is a case of Cassidy's.
Thank you. You all may be seated. Miss Cassidy, you brought this case before the court. What's going on?
We were married for several years, and he adopted my son from my first marriage, which meant my first husband relinquished all rights, and he doesn't want to take care of the child anymore now that we're divorced.
Okay, sir, is there a reason you don't want to take care of your son?
Well, he's not my son.
Well, yes, he is. You adopted him.
I thought I was in love with her. I just wanted to please her.
So you didn't really love the child at all, your son? Because he is your son, just so we're clear. You're not going to be able to say things like, it's not my child. You adopted this child legally. This is your child.
Well, he's not blood. He's her son. He's not my blood son. He's a redhead.
What does that have to do with anything, the color of his hair?
Kids.
What does the color of his hair have to do with anything?
I just always hated redheaded kids.
Okay. How did the two of you meet?
Well, I had been divorced several years.
The video kicks off with dramatic, high-stakes music as Judge Vonda Bailey takes her seat, setting the stage for a fiery legal battle. The tension, absolutely electric. Enter Miss Cassidy, composed but clearly ready to fight. She lays out her case. Her ex-husband once chose to adopt her son from a previous marriage, vowing to be there as a father. But now that they're divorced, he's refusing to support the very child he promised to raise. Then, the ex-husband speaks, and things escalate fast. He coldly tries to dismiss his responsibility, stating, "He's not my biological son." Gasps ripple through the room. But Judge Vonda Bailey? She's not having it. Without missing a beat, she shuts that excuse down, making it crystal clear. Adoption isn't just a gesture. It's a lifelong legal commitment, just as real as biology.
I will give you your opportunity to speak in just a moment, okay? Go ahead, sir.
So my friends took me out to a club. I call them mammary clinics. Took me out to a mammary clinic for my birthday. And that's where I met her. And she strapped it to me. And I fell in love with her that night. And
You fell in love enough to adopt her son?
to marry her, because I thought I was in love with her.
Okay.
And so we got married, and she coaxed me into adopting her kid.
Okay, you
The
adopted
redheaded
your
one.
child.
Yeah.
And you're here today because she wants you to
Pay child support.
pay
for
child
that
support
kid.
and take care of your child.
He's more of a ballerina than he is a boy.
What do you mean by a ballerina?
I don't want that kid. He's.
Sir, you adopted this child.
Well, let his own father adopt him back.
Wait a minute. His father terminated his rights and you adopted this child.
Well, she can talk.
I'm not about to play this game with you, sir. Mr. Cassidy, we're not doing that today, okay? This is your child. You legally adopted the child. And you can be legally responsible for paying child support as well.
Well, his first dad gave up his rights. How come I can't give up my rights?
Well, you know what? We're not doing that today. Today, you're going to take care of this child, okay?
The ex-husband drops a bombshell. He confesses that he only adopted the child to keep Miss Cassidy happy, not because he actually cared about being a father. Yes, you heard that right. But wait, it gets worse. He then starts nitpicking, calling the child a ballerina and complaining about the kid's red hair. Seriously, he's out here acting like hair color has anything to do with being a parent. Miss Cassidy even reveals that she dyed the child's hair, hoping it would make him more accepting. Can you believe that? The desperation, the heartbreak, it's all on full display. Judge Vonda Bailey is visibly frustrated, and honestly, same. This guy's excuses are beyond shallow, and it's crystal clear. He's more concerned about himself than the child he once promised to love.
Approximately 83.
83,000. And ma'am, now I'm to you. What does this mean, farmer?
I'd rather not go into detail.
Okay. $83,000 a year. And sir, you said, how many other children do you have?
I have two.
Two, okay. So you have 3 kids
They're
total.
not redheaded either.
Sir, the color of their hair should not affect whether or not you decide to be a father to those children versus your adopted son. You understand?
I understand.
Okay, well, as long as you understand. I have your gross, yes ma'am.
So I've dyed the little boy's hair now, so he...
What color is his hair now, ma'am?
His hair is the same color of his now.
And you all are aware that the color of this child's hair doesn't matter in terms of the financial responsibility, right?
I understand that, but he doesn't, so I'm just trying to make it to where he likes his son.
You know what, it is ridiculous she even had to dye the child's hair to even make you receive any type of comfort, sir. That's ridiculous. Now, at $83,000 a year, I have your gross at $6,916.67.
Wow.
Who carries health insurance for this child?
I do.
How much is it for the child only?
$230 a month.
$230. Okay, sir, you're going to reimburse that to her monthly. Yes, you are. And your net comes out to $5,482.88.
Oh.
Yes. What do we need to call an ambulance? You okay? Oh, okay.
Yeah, maybe an ambulance might help me.
Okay, well, right now I'm getting ready to help you with these numbers, okay?
Or
Giving you
12
credit for
gauge.
the other children that you have. Your child support obligation is $808.72 plus the health insurance reimbursement of $230 a month. That makes your monthly obligation $1,038.72.
Okay, that's gonna.
Okay, and you can afford it. It's you make $83,000, sir.
Judge Vonda Bailey gets straight to business, reviewing the ex-husband's income, $83,000 a year. She crunches the numbers and lays it out, $88.75 a month for child support, plus $230 for health insurance. But of course, he's not happy, cue the whining. He starts rambling about his farming overhead costs, as if that somehow justifies skipping out on his responsibility. Miss Cassidy, hoping for some justice, asks for back pay, but the judge shuts it down, not because she doesn't agree, but because it wasn't included in the paperwork. Meanwhile, the ex-husband's sarcastic jabs about farming and expenses only dig his hole deeper. Judge Bailey isn't here for the excuses. With a firm, no-nonsense tone, she reminds him this isn't about his feelings. It's about his legal duty as a parent.
Well, that's not going to help me pay my bills. That's not going to help me feed my cattle.
Well, you know what? You might want to choose some different alternatives.
Well, you got to eat. That's what. Where do you think your food comes from?
You grow my food?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And I pay for it from you, right?
Well, yeah.
Okay. Well, guess what? You're going to continue to grow your food, and you're going to take care of this child, who's now the hair is dyed because you had a problem with the color of the child's hair. Ridiculous. Is there anything further here?
Yes, the last year that he hasn't paid, can he pay the back pay as well?
You know what? That is a great question. Are you asking for back pay today, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, unfortunately, you did not put that in your paperwork that you filed with the...
With a straight face, but maybe a hint of mischief, she suggests that her ex-husband could dodge child support by simply remarrying her. Yes, you heard that right. The courtroom erupts into laughter. Even Judge Vonda Bailey cracks a smile, but she quickly sets the record straight. This isn't a reunification court. Nice try, Miss Cassidy. With that, the case is dismissed, and the ex-husband is officially ordered to pay up. But even with the ruling, his attitude stays just as smug and unapologetic. It's painfully clear he still doesn't get it, and probably never will. This wild ride wraps up on a note of humor and frustration, leaving us all shaking our heads at the sheer audacity of this guy. Unbelievable.
...and award it to you.
Okay.
So, monthly obligation... Listen.
Judge, there's another
you
option.
Don't need all of that.
If he wants to come back and remarry me, we can do that. Then he won't have to worry about child support.
Well, that's an option.
I'm going back to my ex-wife.
That's an option.
I've got my other wife and kids. They're coming back. We're back together.
Just thought as long as he was going back and forth, you know.
Oh, well, I'm glad to see you.
No going back.
Well, I'm glad to see that you moved on, and I'm glad to see that you're open to that possibility. But unfortunately, this is not reunification court.
Maybe she
This is
should go
child
back to
support
the
court.
memory clinic and go to work.
Well, guess what? If there's nothing further, you all are dismissed.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Want to give that to your wife? Maybe she'll have you comb your hair.
She cuts through the drama and lays out the legal reality. In Texas, step-parent adoption isn't just a title, it's a lifelong responsibility. Divorce doesn't erase that duty, and the law holds adoptive parents just as accountable as biological ones. Bailey takes a moment to encourage viewers to subscribe and share their own stories, reminding us that cases like these aren't just about legal battles. They're about the well-being of real children. The segment wraps up on an educational note, seamlessly tying the emotional roller coaster of this case to its bigger legal message. And honestly, after watching this, you'll never look at child support cases the same way again.